Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is February 24th. I'm Matt Mohan, and we begin with our top national and international stories. Professional golfer Tiger Woods is recovering from serious leg injuries after getting in a high-speed car crash in Los Angeles on Tuesday. Woods was found trapped in his rolled-over SUV, forcing first responders to pry open the windshield to rescue him. The golf legend is currently awake and responsive after having major surgery on his right leg and ankle. Emma Espiro, wife of Mexican drug lord El Chapo, was arrested in the U.S. yesterday and accused of assisting her husband's multi-billion-dollar organization. Espiro was charged with conspiracy of distributing cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, and marijuana. She was also accused of helping her husband escape prison in Mexico in 2015 and plotting a second escape attempt before Guzman was extradited to the U.S. On Monday, the House Budget Committee voted to move forward with President Biden's $1.9 trillion relief package. The package includes an aid to small businesses and $1,400 checks to Americans who are making less than $75,000 per year. It also includes an increase in the child tax credit and some funding for both secondary and higher education. This package needs to pass the House and the Senate to become a law. The plan could raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. House Democrats plan to pass the bill on Friday. On Tuesday, Linda Thomas Greenfield was confirmed as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. The Senate voted 78-20 to confirm her to the position. Thomas Greenfield will be the third American and the second African-American woman to hold the job. Her confirmation was hailed by Democrats and advocates of the United Nations. Coming up next, we'll take a look into leading local headlines, and later we have the latest news on COVID-19. Stay with us.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
The pandemic has affected all of us in some way within the past year. LUTN reporter Margarita Kremitis has the scoop on the return to in-person learning at Lockport Township High School.
After dealing with COVID-19 for a whole year, we have learned as a community how to adapt to new ways of life. Teaching and learning especially has had a makeover during the pandemic, but what will the return to school look like for students? I had the chance to speak with Assistant Superintendent Lori Cristofaro of Lockport Township High School to discuss the return of in-person learning.
Lockport Township High School is doing quite a few things differently than other high schools in the Chicagoland area. I know this because on many levels, we definitely network and talk with other high school folks. Throughout the whole first semester, there were times we definitely had students on campus that was different than some other school districts in the area. And then now second semester for about the first 12 weeks, we've created a schedule where there's this adaptive pause. So we have students on campus for 2 weeks, off campus for 2 weeks. Also, part of our difference also is on Wednesday, we have a shortened day that allows for our teachers to meet and work together in the morning, and then all students are remote and go through all their classes in the afternoon. We always said that we wanted to be a district that took the safety and put in place the highest thresholds that CDC, Illinois Department of Public Health, the Will County Health Department was asking us to do. So whether that's cleaning and sanitation or ventilation, we took the highest thresholds.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, nearly 93% of households with school-age children reported some form of distance learning during COVID-19. When returning to school, it was important for Lockport Township High School that students and teachers rebuild in-person connections, as said by Superintendent Dr. McBride.
I think re-engaging students and helping students, and even in some ways teachers, understand that person-to-person engagement is important. We believe that what we should be doing is teaching students in this pandemic, that standardized assessment and accountability assessment can wait, maybe to another time in another year, because we reserve our afternoon for an hour and a half of individual one-on-one personal help. So one way that our board feels that we can improve our district is if we keep going in that direction and we build systems that detect students struggling early on and give teachers and students time during the school day where they can work together.
For more information on how Lockport Township High School is dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, please visit lths.org. For LUTN, I'm Margarita Cromitis.
Yeah, thank you for that report, Margarita. Great stuff. So great to see the Lockport Township High School doing their best to help and aid their students in the return to in-person learning. We now shift to Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who on Tuesday announced that Chicago will soon reopen access to its lakefront playgrounds and indoor aquatic programs. This announcement comes after the City Health Department reported a decline in positive cases, which dipped to 3.8%. This is the lowest the city has seen since the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak. After snow is removed and cleaned up, the Chicago Park District will prepare more than 500 outdoor playgrounds and nature play spaces to be reopened. The lakefront east of Lakeshore Drive has been closed since March 26, 2020. Lori Lightfoot also signed a newly updated city ordinance on Tuesday. The new ordinance offers more protection for undocumented immigrants and refugees living in the city. The updates passed in the City Council with over 40 votes. Mayor Lightfoot and her supporters believe this will help many immigrants feel safe inside the confines of the city. However, several aldermen have wanted these updates to be looked over, as 15th Alderman Raymond Lopez explained his concerns with his vote against the updates not being against immigrants, but rather being against immigrants with a violent past or those currently in gang activity. The word citizen has also been replaced in the municipal code for the word person, which has been seen as more of a symbolic gesture. Six Flags Great America has plans to open its doors once again this spring. The rides and attractions will be open for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. There will be socially distanced lines with every other row of seats empty and sanitation at every ride. Guests will have to make a reservation in order to limit capacity and will go through a touchless entry where their temperature will be taken when they arrive. The Gurney Amusement Park will open up its rides on April 24th, pending approval from the government. Frankfurt restaurant owner Michael Papandrea is facing a civil lawsuit after being accused of secretly taping young female employees. The lawsuit states Papandrea used a camera in his shoe to videotape up the skirts of 8 female employees without their knowledge. Attorneys say there are more than 24,000 photographs and videos taken over 10 years, including more than 500 victims. Papandrea's attorney has not yet responded. When we return, we have your day's top COVID headlines, and later we'll take a look at sports. Stay with us. What's that?
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Latest on Lewis nursing staff and students administering the COVID-19 vaccine. Let's take a look.
Administered vaccines in Illinois. Of those vaccinated in the first tier, a large portion is made up of nurses and health professionals. Some of those on the front lines are a part of our own Lewis community here in the College of Nursing. I spoke with nursing professor Jane Trainer on her experience receiving the vaccine and directing her nursing students as they get one step closer to vaccinating the public.
Will County reached out to us during the Christmas break, and they said, we're getting our first doses pushed out. They said, we're going to need to know if you're going to be able to help us with the vaccines. We actually started our first clinic on December 30th, and we put out the call through like this Blackboard shell where we do email blasts to our students. And we got such an incredible response that it was amazing.
Alongside the nursing professors arranging the clinic, nursing students also set the tone for a historic first round of vaccinations. In the first day alone, 400 vaccines were given to first responders at the Joliet Dental Society. Here's second semester senior nursing student Alyssa King on her experience giving the vaccine.
I am telling other African American people to step up and get the vaccine if they have the chance, because the African American community is already, at least for healthcare, is already disproportionately at a disadvantage.
In the clinics, second semester junior to second semester senior level nursing students give and receive the Moderna vaccine. At this level in their education, the students have had prior experience in hospitals and know how to perform intramuscular injections.
I'm excited to ring in the new year and really just kind of have some hope, with this vaccine, and being able to give it to others too is just always, a great feeling, and just being able to feel like we're really fighting back on COVID.
Under normal circumstances, nursing students are typically not allowed to be on their phones. Since COVID, however, taking photos of themselves receiving the vaccine has become the norm, as this is a historic time in the healthcare community.
There was a lull, so I was ready to get my vaccine. So I just went over, oh, Alyssa, how about you give me my vaccine? I had a little redness on the arm. And after the second vaccine, I had a little bit of, it was 100.1, and it lasted only a couple of hours, just basically an 8-hour window where I wasn't feeling my usual self. And then it was gone.
My first shot, I didn't have any symptoms. My second shot, I did get sick. But overall, I'm going to take my chances with the vaccine, and I'm not going to take my chances with getting COVID.
As the number of people receiving COVID-19 vaccines continues to increase, the students and professors in the Lewis College of Nursing will be remembered as some of the first recipients of the COVID vaccine. For LUTN, I'm Emily Krivograd.
Thank you for that report, Emily. So happy to see Lewis students getting involved and helping the community in the fight against COVID-19. For our next story, we will be talking about how over 500,000 U.S. lives have been lost due to COVID-19. The war on coronavirus is far from over. There have been reports of new variants of the illness that have popped up throughout the U.S. Around 19.4 million people have been fully vaccinated. Many more people need to be vaccinated in order to reach herd immunity. South Korea's fight against the coronavirus has not been perfect, but has saved lives. A little over 1,500 people have died from COVID-19, and a total of around 8,700 people have been infected in the past year. The country was one of the first hit by the pandemic last year and became a role model for its mass testing and aggressive contact tracing. However, efforts to get the vaccine out have been much slower. Later this week, health officials will begin to inoculate medical staff in hospitals and care homes. Currently, South Korea has a goal to give out around 800,000 vaccinations to citizens over the next month using vaccines made by AstraZeneca and Pfizer-BioNTech. With restrictions still in place and the government pushing to persuade to get vaccinated when it is their turn, Prime Minister Chung believes Koreans may have their normal lives back this fall. Ireland's revised Living with COVID plan entails that preschools and child care centres will reopen in March. Through Level 5 restrictions are extended through April, the Irish government plans to focus on the safety of schools and child care. Schools will begin to reopen on March 1st, while child care centres will resume on a phased basis. A proposal including recommendations on education, financial planning, and the public response went to the cabinet on Tuesday. Secondary school students are expected to begin to return to school on April 12th. On Tuesday, Chicago updated its COVID-19 travel order along with Indiana and Wisconsin and multiple other states moving into the yellow tier. States in the yellow tier, according to the order, do not need to quarantine or test before boarding travelers. Experts also mentioned travelers who have been vaccinated and show no symptoms of COVID-19 do not have to quarantine or test negative. Essential workers are exempt as well as travel for medical care, passing through the state for less than 24 hours, etc. The updated travel order will take effect this Friday and will be updated every other Tuesday. Coming up next, we'll take a look into sports. Stay with us.
He's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to LUTN. It's time for your sports update. For the weekend scoreboard, the Chicago Bulls beat the Houston Rockets 120-100 on Monday. Bulls guard Zach LaVine scored 21 points in the win and was just selected yesterday for his first career All-Star game. The Bulls will play at home versus Minnesota tonight at 7 p.m. The Blackhawks won in a shootout yesterday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Patrick Kane had a goal and 3 assists for the Hawks, who will play Columbus again tomorrow night. For your Lewis Sports recap, the men's and women's basketball team will have doubleheaders this weekend, playing Missouri S&T on Thursday and Maryville on Saturday. The men's volleyball team, meanwhile, will also be back at home after their thrilling win last weekend against Purdue Fort Wayne. The Flyers will play undefeated McKendree University on Friday at 7 p.m. Should be a good one. That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching. As a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis News on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. Have a great night.